Okay, Virgo, here is your seasonal reading for love, romance, career, and also spirituality. The romance is going to be extended in this series as per guided. Okay, I'm just going to get right into it. Pull this off. You're the last of the series. You came up on the lower end of the clicks, so this is where we head. Okay, first card on the spiritual side for the Virgo is respect your boundaries. Be aware if you are setting boundaries, make sure that one, that you're respecting them, that you're paying attention to those that may be trying to cross your boundaries at this time, or making other people aware. For the first time, because they're kind of saying we're setting our boundaries, and then they're saying as well, we got to make sure that the ones that we set, that we don't let people infringe on, and not only that, we may be setting new boundaries for other people. So feels like an active area here of being aware of what's going on in our surroundings spiritually. Okay, the next card, nurture all that you love. Paying attention to what means most to us, close at heart, right? Those that are close to our heart. This may be where we have to put our boundaries down at this time. Are we overwhelmed? I'm getting a sense that I might have to go in that area a little bit here. If we're overwhelmed, we may need to put up some boundaries to those that we do love, even though, because we are overwhelmed, until we gain our strength back, this kind of thing. Ooh, okay, next card. Embrace the masculine, yeah, taking charge, right? The masculine takes charge. He creates boundaries and he enforces them and he takes charge, da-da-da. I'm getting takes charge. Being a force to be reckoned with. Now, we got to keep our boundaries. Keep our boundaries keep it in mind here as we move forward. Okay, embracing the masculine energy. We may be feeling, I feel like that embrace is like a lack of, we have a lack of being in control at this time. And it may be in our, in our family area where all our heart stuff is, but we may have to create some boundaries here. Okay, getting a lot of stuff here. Okay, on top of respecting boundaries, we get the Strength card talking about spell casting. And it says here you're working with the divine. So we may have intuitive abilities here that are saying, okay, there's enough, I got to create a boundary here internally. And so we may have to, we may be feeling that internally. We may have to act on that externally. I'm getting a sense it's in an area of people that we love and care about, but still we do have to put a boundary down because it is not helping us with our sanity at this point. Nurture all that you love. We get the Five of Earth, and this is about slow, steady strength. Just as the water flows over the cliff here, we have all the little elves. I don't know if you can see them, kind of sitting at the side watching everything go by. I feel like this is the Virgo energy. They're watching everything go by, even though it is our loved ones that are coming at us and maybe crossing some boundaries. I don't feel it's a major thing, but it is stressing the Virgo out on a level here where they're kind of needing to put some assertion down. Okay, not aggression, but assertion. Say, okay, look, look, I got to deal with something here to that degree. So embrace your masculine. I feel like that's what the Virgo is lacking at this time, is an ability to come forward assertively in our power. Now, what do we get on top of there? We get the elemental of water, talking about positive emotions. And we may not want to stir any pots, may not want to create havoc. We may have the best intentions, but in the meantime, it is kind of eating away at our own, right? Sometimes it's like, I used to do this. I used to have scenarios where I used to get mad because I never had any time to myself, but I was the one who was getting my friends over and doing things with them rather than spending time alone. I didn't know the worth of spending time alone at that time, right, when I was younger. And so you invite people over and then you get kind of crabby and you're like, why are you getting this way? Well, it's because you didn't ward off or, or how do you say, guard your own private time. You didn't value your own private time. You didn't have that time to recharge. And so you're letting everybody else infiltrate that. And then you get irritated, agitated. This is what I'm getting. It's a sense of this. And it's all people we love and we enjoy being around. But how do you know what I mean? And they're going, well, we have to bide our time. And we also have to realize that we do need time on our own. And I think maybe filling it in with, and of course, it's all people we love. So, right? So it's hard to place boundary there because those are the ones you want to bring in. But you're not at your healthiest, you're not at your best capacity when they're there. So they would rather you recharge your energy field and get on your own to do that, take that time to do that. And then you could be more of a contributor to the meeting or whatever it is, like to being with these people in a better way. So I feel like we want to be in the positive, so we don't want to be looked at in a negative light. So I feel like that's where this energy is coming from, is that we don't want to tell people no. We may be being a yes person, yes man, yes woman, where we can't say no to people because these are people we care about. But at the same time, we have to learn to create a boundary so that we're not crabby. We're not, it's not chewing away at our own ability to be happy with things, right? We're feeling our time is dwindling away and we do need some rest on our own. Okay, boom. Now, on top of the strength, I feel like, the universe is really trying to get us to come to terms with standing up for our boundaries that we may have set. And the thing is, too, we may have set these boundaries and people are trampling over them. So it's like that kind of thing. On top of that energy, we get the Two of Pentacles talking about a delay or a reconciliation. So we may have to literally forgive ourselves for not standing up for our boundaries and then get back in the game and say, okay, look, I just need some time on my own. And if you don't understand it, then you're not the friend I thought you were, kind of thing. Because you kind of have to do that for your, again, own sanity. I'm feeling like it's driving us nuts. We don't have any time to ourselves and we're not quite understanding that it's time to ourselves that we need. But that's the itch here. When's the last time you had an evening where you could do what you wanted to do instead of doing what everybody else wanted you to do? That's what you need to look at. Bingo, they said. So nurture all that you love. Again, it's not like you have to remove your loving energy from these people. You just have to say, I need some time to myself. Right? Everybody can understand that. I need some time away. I need to recharge. I need to. And I'll tell you, they'll be more than happy to give it, but you have to say it before they can, and we may be thinking that they're going to flip out or they're not going to understand, but I think that they will. So there's a slow, steady energy there. For all that you love, I feel like that's where our main, how do you say, energy vine is. So they're not going to completely turn on you. They're not going to become an enemy just because you say you want some time alone. I feel like there's a slow draw there, but we just have to, stand up for our boundaries. Okay. On top of that, we get a need for change. Yeah. The Eight of Cups. Need to change things as they are, right? Nurture all that you love, but keep your boundaries and make sure that everybody knows that I need time to myself. And when you do that, it is a huge relief. Because one, you didn't even know why you were irritated and agitated. You just get grumpy and everybody's like, and then you just create chaos around you, but you don't quite know why. Again, this is why we're not getting enough time to ourselves to recharge. So that we can enjoy because we're getting to a point where we're meeting with people we care about, but we're not having fun. It's not fun and enjoyable anymore, and they want you to, that's the whole process here. Okay, so again, embrace the masculine, and also along with that, positive emotions. And I do feel that that is what is kind of slipping away. We enjoy that, but we're starting to get to the point where we're not enjoying anything. We have the Elder of Pentacles talking about material wisdom. What do I get there? Because whenever we talk about the material world, it is the here and now, the things we can touch, taste, and feel. And if we are gaining wisdom in this way, it may be in how to deal with people on the physical realm in this way. Like our mind is going off in 100 different directions. What if I say this? What if I say? But it's all about guilt and whatnot. So we have to forgive ourselves and say, you know what? I deserve a break here. And if they can't understand, it's not a good thing. So material, I feel like on the material world, that's where we gotta, be action oriented, right? The masculine is about facing things head on, coming face to face with you, me. We're gonna talk and we're gonna discuss and we're gonna come, and that's about the wisdom that's sitting here waiting. Because on the other end, I feel like it's gonna be a huge relief for this Virgo. Like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was. It never was. It never is usually. But, and not only that, we're all able to get our recharge. Sorry, my tongue is tied. I just, whatever today. I can't figure it out. But, so anyway, positive emotions. They want you to get into this. How do we get in? We embrace our masculine side and take charge and let people know that we need time and space, and it will only do us good. And then the rush of emotions will come in. Again, on the material plane, we need to confront these people head on. Okay, so there's your spiritual side. Let's see what's going on in the work sector. Okay, first card for work we have Four of Pentacles. Okay, this is about rearranging. This woman's looking in her cupboard and going, oh boy. Either, organizing. We got a lot of labels on stuff and whatnot. The elves are in there moving stuff around. But the sense is we got some cleaning to do. We got some organizing, shifting of things, this kind of stuff. So this is a scenario that may be going on at work. We got to make some adjustments here and clean things out. It seems like a big burden at first, but once it's done, it's like a long laborious task. But it's only 4 shelves and like how many items? But the way she's holding her body language, right? Like, oh, I just kind of had it. I don't want to get to this, but I have to get this to this, and it will make my life easier. Okay. Then can I speak of? Not today. Okay, the devil. There he is. There he is. That's about overindulgence, right? Load it up. We may be overindulged. I feel like this is the thing, but not in a good way. We're taking on too much here, where we're lopsided is really what I get. And it may be at work, maybe spiritually, maybe in a private way. I feel everywhere we're just taking on too much. We're asking too much of ourselves. We're disappointing ourselves and letting ourselves down. And there's things we want to get to here, and maybe because of the holidays, it's like, oh, I gotta do this, but I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I know it'll make my life easier. So there's a big burden here in the work area. There's a lot of stuff we need to get done. Nobody else is going to do it. We know we have to get to it, but it seems like a big task, okay? 7 of Wands, that's about taking action again. This woman, she got all the those are salamanders in energy around her legs, telling her to make movement from what she's spouting. Like there's information she's giving out, and there's a need to take action from it. That's what this card is about. Now we get into our... Sorry, I'm getting weird noises outside, but anyway, this is my last... I pushed through it. And it's weird because some of these things that happen in the readings here are pertinent to the reading. Like I went over one reading, I'm like, yeah, that's so... Because it's like little annoyances or things that kind of like what's going on. This may be part of this as well. Like we kind of don't know where to start, where to finish. We know what we need to do, but as a whole, we don't know where to head to first, like what to check off our list first. So we're overloaded and really lost in all of that overload. So there's a need to just take action and go from there. Just start taking things off the list, no matter where it sits, just start. And that's the sense I'm getting here. And the devil may be a sense of not wanting to deal with anything at all and throw it all away, okay? So as we go back to the organization here, is just some things need to be revitalized, reorganized, and put back properly, is what I'm getting. Now, on top of that, we get the Gorse card talking about passion and strength. Everybody's getting, in this tree deck, I don't have a lot of cards, but they're making their rounds here. It's the same ones talking about passion. What brings out our passion? What are we losing passion for work? Are we reorganizing things here that we just, I feel a lack of passion in the work area. So again, that's a heavy sign of a need for a break, right? There is passion hidden here somewhere, but we're overwhelmed with so much work. Can we afford to take a break? It's kind of all in this energy. Now, on top of the devil, we have the birch talking about growth and beginnings. Yeah, there's a sense here we may be piling on too much stuff here because we're looking for growth, or we're looking for approval in some kind of way that we're not getting at this time. Be careful about the ego here. Just take things one step at a time. They're showing me the energy of this slow, steady energy. That is what Earth does. They're just slow and steady. If we're getting too fast and too wound by things, we can get carried away by it. So just stay slow and steady with everything. Don't let stuff get too far out of hand before you correct this kind of thing. But anyway, there's growth and new beginnings. I feel like it's not new beginnings as much as beginning the task in an action-oriented way. Like I said, there's a lot here on our platter. We put it upon us ourselves, but what we're going to have to do is just slowly work at it to get rid of it and not pile any more on in the, in the interim. And this is the growth. The growth is I'm realizing that I can't take this much on, and I got to slow things down a bit in order to create the great balance, because the devil's here trying to take on too much. And for what? For our ego, or for what? We got to really look at that, because the ego can trip us up. So just take one task at a time. Just start. Take action on that. What do we get for the tree there? We get the hazel. Yeah, inspiration and wisdom. We will be inspired if we slow things down. And again, don't bring any more inflow. If we are already, it's like if I'm a hairdresser and I got all my everything's booked, don't book anymore. Book in next week when you'll have time, or this kind of thing, or cancel an appointment if you have to. This kind of thing. We got to make room for ourselves. We're getting spread too thin, and we're growing so that we realize that. But are we going to do, there's a wisdom here that knows. Are we going to take action from that, or are we going to continue to wear ourselves out? Okay, that's the bottom line. Okay, Sun and Moon card. On the strength and passion that we have for our job, but it's overwhelming when there's so much to do. We feel like it's almost a mountain we can't climb. We have science, which speaks to the Six of Swords. Now, give me a moment. There's a weird word they put on the Six of Swords. Is usually about travel and movement towards something. Here, it's almost like a guy's. I'm getting a vision of a guy at a laptop looking and learning. So we could be doing this. We could be having, we may need to research things. We may need to have, we have a list of things we got to look into, and it takes time, and it takes energy, and we got to read. We can't just, be doing other things at the time, this kind of stuff. It's like there's a long list of stuff that we got to look into. We have a great passion to know this information. And we have a great strength to, get in there and find it out. But it's still overwhelming, the amount of information we have to go through. It's a sense I'm getting. Okay. So again, can we control the inflow of this? If not, we may just have to let go of some of that to a degree where we do what we can do, and that's all we can do. We're not superhuman. We're not. Okay, admit our faults in that way. Or is it a fault? Is it just, that this is all I can handle and people will understand that? Now on the birch card here, growth and beginnings. I feel like the beginning is the realization that, okay, I can only take so much. And that's about going forward in a new way where we're not overwhelmed, we're not overstressed, where we take our own time into account, and we make time for ourselves so that we're recharged, and therefore we really can go through things a lot more efficiently than when we're burdened and stressed and da da da. So this is the new beginning. I feel like overcoming the devil energy is to take on too much and trip you up and get you, and what it just doesn't get you forward. It actually pulls you back. But in your mind, for whatever reason, you get caught up in the quickness of it. You feel like you can attack more, but on a level you really don't. So on top of that, we get completion. Four of Wands. Yeah. Four of Wands can be about stability. It can also be about, we're talking about completing something and feeling, okay, that's it. That's good. I've done a good job and I've went through it properly. So, yeah, they're giving me a sense here. We can either go through it quickly and miss steps and really not complete it to a degree where we've gone through everything, or we can slow it down, take our breaks into account, and just say, I can only deal with what I can deal with, and we will complete it and feel like we've completed it because we went through it from his stem to stern, or whatever you call it. We know we didn't miss anything. So instead of going through, so if you're at a point here where you figure you should just skim over stuff, they're going, no, just slow it down and go. We may not get to the end of the list, but we're not going to add anything more to it. And if we do, we need to get rid of things altogether and pass it on to someone else if that's possible. Or just, admit the fact, okay, this file, I can't do it. Can you take it? Okay, I'll take it. And then you get someone else to deal with it. Or you deal with it, because they're going, we would rather you deal with it thoroughly than half-ass it and then go through all of it. Because at the end, you're not going to feel completed, or your self-worth is going to diminish, right? That's the devil taking over. I can get through it and just skim over. They're like, no, slow it down and just be human about it. Don't go superhuman, because it's just not kind of where we are supposed to be. On top of the action, right? This is the energy of the action in the legs is to take action on what we know intuitively. And again, we're being inspired, and we do have a lot of wisdom base already. So take that. The wisdom is slow it down, like we know this. On top of that, we have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, so something's got to give here. Queen of Swords, she makes heads roll. And it may be cutting out certain areas. Like, I just can't take these files. Get rid of them for me, or whatever. Like, not get rid of them, like make them go away. But I cannot be accountable for all of this. And make that known so that we don't put that burden on us anymore. And again, Christmas is coming, so take a break here and do it legit. Don't work through your Christmas, because I'm seeing someone working through their Christmas and kind of ruining their Christmas where they could be with friends and family and enjoying things. They can't relax. So it's like, admit defeat here and kind of lighten the caseload in some way that is possible. And if it's not possible, then just simply say, I need more time, or whatever, or ask for an extension, or whatever it is. You need to let them know, whoever is pushing you in this way, that I cannot do this in this time period. I need more time. So that, one, in the future, they do not ask you to do this again. And then two, so that I can only handle this much. And after that, I got to pause and say, okay, that's enough. So I know my own limits. Okay. Whew, man, at work, stressed. But there's information here, and it's like there's so much that we need to go through. It's like a lawyer that's got 5 boxes of stuff he's got to go through, and it's like, when are we going to get this done? You just plug away at it. Don't worry about deadlines and whatnot, and make everybody aware I'll do what I can do, and I need a break too, and to be human about it. Okay, let's go to the love side and see if we can make more heavy energy there for that. Wanting to make things, make myself happy, make the boss happy, that kind of thing. But at the same time, we're not making success in that area, so something's got to give. Okay, on the love front, we have the ace, well, the one, which is the magician. He's got all his tools there. Look at him go. He's got the swords, the pentacles, the cup, and the wand in his hand. And the wand is about taking action. And it's also about manifesting, going forward. So we are trying to manifest some truth here in our love life. Next. Six of Pentacles. This is about flattery. So if you're not being flattered over this time, you may be thinking about going outward and flattering someone else, or making I say a subtle pass, because this is kind of just a guy. Can I paint your picture? You're beautiful. So you may be just giving someone a compliment, but it's a compliment where you'd like to have more of a conversation with them, not just, oh, nice shirt, and then carry on. It's like, no, I like your hair, you're very pretty, like I want to talk to you, right? This kind of stuff. So we're trying to manifest a partner here, and we may have one in mind, and we may be working on complimenting them in the future here. Oh, look at them go. Here's the Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's about offering our love outward. Look at. So the Virgo, there's something going on the love side here. We may have someone that we have our eye on, that we're willing to go outward with. I feel like there's no connection. Why? Because this cup is going outward. So it's almost like it's in our mind that we want to go to this person, but we may not have connected. We're trying to manifest this. We're trying to manifest a connection where we feel groovy and we want to, share with this person. We're ready to give outward is the sense. Okay. Lenormand, what do they have to say here? On top of, well, we started here, didn't we? The Magician, manifesting, right? A truthful relationship. I got the word truth from the beginning. They're going, this is where we want to go forward in our truth. Okay? So that's important here. On top of that, we get 15, the Bear. The Bear can be about mothering energies. It can be, now notice how it's looking to the past. The Bear's looking at the past. We may have had relationships here in the past that were quite treacherous, that were quite challenging, that were not running smooth is the sense they're giving me. Like it was hard. This Bear is trudging through ice and snow, and it is, even though he's prepared for it, he's got all his equipment there. He's got his fur that's built for that weather, and he's got his, his brute size and strength that prepares him for this. It's still hard and rough to get through. So that's what happened on the. So we may have been out of a relationship like that, or just our love life period. When you put it into a category, that was it. Struggle. Now, on this person, or or perceived person that we want to connect with or compliment, we have 12, the Owls. Now, the Owls speak to wisdom and influence. It couldn't be also intuitive abilities here, wise intuition in regards to this person. So this could be an actual person, or it could be someone who's in our midst that we kind of want to go over in this area and see. Second time. We want to go over in this area and kind of peek into. We may have had some intuitive abilities kind of pointing us in this direction to begin with, because the Owls really speak to wise, to wisdom, to intuitive wisdom, right? Smart things on the smart side, communication from above, but in a smart way. So this, and I'm also getting the underlaying here, this person that kind of caught our eye, or again, we may even be communicating with, this person may be different than our average of where we came from, and we notice this, and this may be the kind of the wise counsel, intuitive abilities that are coming forth. Okay. Now, again, this Virgo, if you're man, I'm getting a man, but masculine, feminine, you are ready to go outward. You are removing your mask and going outward full wholeheartedly is the sense I get. And we're prepared to do this in our future. We may not have done it in our past, but we're changing our ways. We're going forward in a new way. 39. The dice. I haven't seen these ones for a while. No dice? 2 dice. 2 dice here. So really what this states is there's a risk that we may be taking here. Why? Because we may be going outward in an area that we don't know if we'll be received well. But again, we're removing our mask. There's still a bit of one that's kind of hiding what we say, veiling what we say. But I feel like we're ready to be exposed in a caring nature. Like we're ready to have a caring relationship with someone else full on. We're not wanting to, the Virgo may have given up on games, this kind of thing, like, play that kind of, we're kind of getting in the mundane with that. So I feel like we're going to take a risk and bump ourselves up a bit and look to something that is a little more mature. This is really what I'm getting. And this bear can also be about protection energies as well. As we go forward, we are protected spiritually. We have wise words spiritually. We're going to take a risk, and that usually leads us in a direction. We're going to learn either way. But when we're taking a risk, it usually tips us over into an area that opens a whole new world. So here we go. On the ace, right? The manifesting, the past, the showing the past being a struggle. What do we get on there? 9 of Pentacles. Well, 9 of Pentacles is about obsession in this. This guy is very overwhelmed with passion. This takes it to another level. But again, we got wisdom here and wise, so it's not too crazy. But in this arena here, we may find someone here that we're physically obsessed with. Okay, boom, next card. On top of the wisdom, what do we get there? 6 of Swords. Okay. Okay. This is on the complementary stuff here. Now, if you look at the picture, these two are intimate, but the woman is kind of looking off and is not all there in the mindset. Now, is this our past, or is this a present or a future? The sense here is we may have complimented someone. Is this the person that we, do we jump into things real quick? Or is this something where we are with someone and we are not all there in the mind? We're thinking about someone else that we may have complimented, this kind of thing. This is kind of what I'm getting. We may have a rough patch with a partner here, so much so that I almost don't recognize them in the energy field, but we may be partnered up in a loosely tied way, like lightly dating or casual partners, whatever. Now, one or the other can be kind of spaced out in the mind, like literally you're intimate with that person, your mind's going to either another person or somebody somewhere else. We're not really connecting with a partner intimately. So the feeling I get here is that's the partner that we're thinking about, and this may be another partner that we're with that's we're not quite engaged with. I mean, we're engaged, but you know what I mean? But we're not all there in the mind. We might be obsessed with someone else outside of the relationship, and so this may be the risky thing here. We may be thinking about taking a risk. This is transferring from the last reading as well. There was a situation where we just stray or stay so I'll leave that. Okay, as we go on to the risk behavior, oh boy, 6 of Wands. There it is, boys. That's going out and get what you want, whether it's yours or not. You're gonna get it. So I feel like we are in a relationship, and we may be in a relationship that's kind of not all that, but we may have found something outside of us that is really obsessive material, and we are feeling and thinking, look at the hair's red in the same, we got the red hair in the same. So basically this person that you're hitting on, we're going to end up coming in closer contact with that person. And it may just weasel us out of a relationship, because look at the Sword of Truth is down. There's no talking, so secrecy as to why this person is off in his space. Well, it's not space, it's on somebody. They are on somebody. It's just, oh, the physical, it's going to happen. Okay, next row here, divine cards. As we go back to the obsessive energy, what do we get there? King of Swords. Well, what do you know? He goes out and he gets what he wants, man. And again, no talking. So the sense here is we may not, if we're in a relationship and jumping or looking to leap into a new one, take a risk, right? If we're doing this, we are not going to speak of this to anybody. We're just going to do it and then go from there, is the sense. But we are going to get what we want here. Whew. Okay, that's strong. It's like I'm going out and get it. I don't care. If I'm in a loosely tied relationship, I don't care. I'm going. So that's that. On this 6 here, and this is about somebody being in a scenario here where we're just not all in. I feel like the man here is trying to engage, but this woman is totally off. So whether that's the Virgo or the partner of the Virgo, you'll have to decide. But the sense here is somebody is just not into their partner. They really shouldn't even be there, really is the sense. Okay. On top of that, we get the 6 of coins. Yeah, that's about equal give and take. This is about equality. This is not. This woman is not giving to that relationship. She is not engaging. That man is trying to engage her. She will not. So there's a, there's an end here that's not fulfilling. And instead of dealing with that, we got someone who's going to take off here. Okay, so the 6 of coins is about equal give and take. And for whatever reason, right, if we're not satisfied here, we're going to go somewhere else. We feel that this can be fulfilled. This is what I'm getting. I feel like we see something outside of us. Everything looks new and shiny when we're first looking at it, right? But we got to get into things. So on the 6 here, that's going out and getting what you want in a physical way. So we may literally either connect with this person and engage with them more on a personal level, like go out on a date, or contact them and make a physical appointment. Like, can we go, you want to go do this, do that? Or we could literally know this person and then become more intimate with them, or the beginnings, right, of this. On top of that, we get the World card. Okay, that is about completions, successful completions. I feel like the successful completion is with this new partner, but I unfortunately don't think this partner knows that the other partner has another partner. I feel like, and this partner here is going, well, they don't, because it's not really, so I don't feel, but again, a lot of people not talking here and not knowing the whole scenario. Okay, Casanova, what do we have to say about this king who's going after what he wants, and he's not going to speak of it to anybody? We have the, oh, look at that. This is my dud card. This is an extra card they put in the deck. I put it in and leave it in because in case there is something here where I don't want you to give me a fake card because there's something that the universe is going to play their card. This is that card. Sorry. Basically, it's none of your business. That's the card, because the universe is protecting something here. The universe is protecting its playbook. We will not let anybody in on what has to happen here. One, because it is fated in one or the other's path. Probably the Virgo's path. It is fated for you to happen, so therefore we can't give any details. This is that card. Again, it's on getting what we want. So there's a little bit of a surprise there in that way. Now, the 6 of coins, thinking about equal give and take. We don't have equal give and take in the relationship we're in. We want to go outside of it to get what we feel that will be equal in that way. Then we get the Lover's card. Affairs, accent on affair, of the heart. So there it is. There's the intimacy. And look, they're so this is going to happen. He will stray. She will stray. This is what's going on. Okay. So on top of the World card, successful completion. Again, I feel like that's the gaining of that thing outside of the relationship they're already in. We have the 6 of Cups, which talks to melancholy and nostalgia. Now, this is interesting. This brings kind of a, this is the risk. Now, we started with him going outward, giving his love cup out. A little bit of a risk since he's already in a relationship, but he really wants to take charge and take advantage of this scenario here that's opening up for him. And the world is, it's like a completion of a cycle that may have been worrying with this couple. That may be fated that this couple needs to end. So it's a successful completion of that. It's just not doing it in a very good karmically way. Now, melancholy and nostalgia. So this is, okay, just, this is about a man who has come in contact with a woman that he feels very strongly for, love at first sight. Now, the monkey wrench here is, this is in reality, he's come across this woman, he feels a draw to her, and then he goes toward her and realizes that she is taken. Now, this could be you or the partner that you're going to here. Now, what happens is the melancholy, I think, is coming from the other partner. Suddenly they realize you're in a relationship, and then you may lose the whole thing. Now, again, this card is about, this man is remembering this woman from a past life, but she is married in this life, so he cannot, because of the rules, right? He cannot go in there and disrupt it because she's happy with her current partner. This may have a bearing on this situation. We may be indulging in a lover here. We may actually get to date that person. We may actually get into intimate areas with them. And then they find out that we're taken, and therefore it comes to an end here. Now we're going to get on to, that could be a possibility, or something like this is hitting. It may be that the person that we are hitting up on here is a past life partner, and da-da-da-da-da. Oh, man. You're going to have to call back, buddy. You're going to have to call. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this off. Melancholy. Okay, we're going to go over here to where the universe saying it's none of your business. On top of there, we have the complex mandala. Give me a minute. I feel like the wheels here, right? The circular wheels, movement, and things going smoothly. Hang up already. After 5 rings, I hang up. There's no he's coming. The sense that wheels will be spinning smoothly. I feel like the card that the universe has to play here is, no matter what, tenacity. We're talking tenacity here. Okay, they gave up. Okay. Anyway. Sorry, guys. This is my last one. I'm not going to re-record it. The wheel spinning, things moving smoothly. This is what they want for you. They want your love life to move smoothly. Has it in the past? No. But this is what the universe is trying to put upon you. Okay? Sorry, guys. That's my son. He just doesn't understand that I should call back later. Okay. Affairs of the heart. I feel like somebody goes out of a relationship and has an affair. I have Horus, shield from violence in the masculine. So we may have someone here that gets in a physical altercation, or at least confronted head on about what is going on here. And I do feel, even though we're talking about a masculine, I don't feel there's a masculine on the other side of that partner. What I'm getting is a masculine Virgo going after a single feminine female, and getting that. And there's a third party, is the other partner of the Virgo that's sitting at home and unsatisfied. Now, a sense here, when we're in masculine energy, we are confronting things head on, face to face. I feel like that's what it's going to come down to either way here. Now, whether we have that affair and we go out, our partner is destined to probably find this out one way or another. And we may be at a point where we don't care anymore if they find out. So go ahead. then I'll just let you go and I'll move in this direct, that kind of thing. This is what I'm getting. So it's going to come to that point is what I see here. Now, be prepared for that. And I think we are, really. I think the Virgo is really just kind of saying this is a last ditch effort to get out of here. But again, they're going about it the wrong way, because they should just break up with that person before they go for the other. But again, karmically, we're going to have to pay for that. But they don't care at this point. Virgo doesn't care. They'll pay the debt. Go ahead. I don't care. I'm just going outward. I don't care. That kind of thing. I care, but I'm going to where I care. And I don't care about... So it's not good. So this is melancholy and nostalgia. I think the melancholy comes in when the person that the Virgo is going after finds out. And then nostalgia is, again, this could be a partnership here of a past life union. So we could have a past life soulmate. This could be this one that we're trying to see on the slide, could be someone that we kind of, our soul recognizes from a past life. Now, on top of that, we get the complex swirl. They said is a little bit of a whoop-de-doo here, they said. And that's twists and turns. And again, there's a lot here that the universe is keeping to themselves, because things just may not work out the way we plan them to. Okay? But this whole thing is going to be a learning lesson for those people involved. Virgo, the partner of the Virgo, and the affair that the Virgo has, that partner as well. I'll warn you up front here. I get an essence that we could, this whole scenario, we could end up busting from this whole scenario and not taking anything because of the way that we did it. Right? If the Virgo would come forward in their virtue, break from this one because they have an interest in this one and be above board with everything, we might have actually been able to attain that other person and keep them. But I feel like they're going to go on the sly and dip into something and then be found out and then lose them both. This is what I'm getting. So there you go. If you get it in time, maybe you can thwart that and not make that decision. But I think this Virgo is really in a place where he doesn't care. And he may not even be one to look into readings, right? So if it helps you, let it help you. And hopefully you can do that. But again, if it's meant to be or not, it will go in that way. There's a card here the universe is going to play on you. And hopefully over the winter season, well, either way, you're going to learn something from it. Really, there's a relationship here that's coming, and it may be a past life soulmate connection that draws you in, but how we handle it really tells where it's going to go from here. So, man, Virgo, a lot of interruptions. So I feel like the universe may be trying to let you know, trying to slow you down from this new direction, but nonetheless, I think we're going headlong in there. So take care over this time. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Stay safe over the season. Be smart. Yeah. Take care, have fun, and be kind. And we'll see you next year. Hopefully this helps you in some kind of way, shape, or form. Take care, have fun, and be kind.